Don't you know that from coast to coast, where there's dope, there's hope, where there's dope, there's hope. Sheesh. Wait, is it lit? Don't.
Hey.
Oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
Can you believe it? Episode 20? Is that correct?
I think so.
Damn. I wish we had a fact checker because I can't really believe it. I mean, I believe it, but I can't believe it.
I could definitely fact check it.
All right, fact check it for me. Is this episode 20?
This is the last episode that we had did. It was October 1st.
Oh shit.
And that was episode 19.
October 1st did start on a Thursday this month.
It did start on a Thursday.
We got a long month. It's 5 weeks.
It's
so y'all
5
better be
weeks.
lucky, you know what I'm saying? Because this is the last episode you're getting for the month.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So embrace it.
Embrace it.
It's the Herbal Tea Podcast. It's your man, EarthTone.
And your man, the real Peasy.
And we back at it, man. Episode 20.
We are here.
That's crazy. I
Episode
like that. I like that. I
20.
like that. Y'all already know what it is by this point, man. It's been a whole lot going on in general in the world. But in this Q plus genre of music, it's been a lot going on as well.
It is so
and it
much.
is a genre. Fuck what everybody else is saying. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? If you Q plus and you're doing music, you in the Q plus genre, period. You talking to us and we listening. And we gonna review this music. But first, what's up with you, homie? I see you got the coral cashmere on and all that.
Coral Cashmere. You got that one
Stunting
right.
on them. You know what I'm saying?
Correct. Yes.
Stunting on them out
This
here.
is coral. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Cashmere. This is not red. This is not pink. This is not either one of those. This is not vermilion. This is coral.
Okay.
Get that right. Banana Republic laced me, and
Oh,
the
man.
drip is already in the building. You already know what it is.
I like it. I like it.
Deez Skreetz.
Okay. That's how you feeling today? You feeling fancy?
Complimenting-
Fancy in the fall?
Complimenting your skin tone.
I mean, you know. I mean, I got one of them skin tones that kind of go with a lot of colors, and coral just happens to be one.
Happens to be one.
You know what I'm saying? I also got on a teal. I guess it's just like the teal and beige.
Teal
and
beige.
cream. You know what I'm saying?
Teal and beige,
Niggas
keeping
don't
it
know
creamy.
Niggas don't know about this.
You know what I'm
man.
saying?
I'm on my Bay Area surfer dude. You know what I'm saying?
I see you.
With a little bleach splash
A
in
little bit of bleach.
it. You know, but
Taking it back to the 90s of the
Yeah,
tie-dye
yeah,
bleach
yeah.
era.
But anyway,
Mm-hmm.
let's get into this music, man. You ready? I see you got your water ready. You know what I'm saying? Get a little sip. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you wet the whistle a little bit before we get into this
Into the
music.
music.
Who we got out of this Q plus shit,
All
man?
right, so today bringing to the stage
Uh-oh.
is King Niiko.
King Niiko.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Okay.
I want to introduce you to this individual.
Go ahead, King.
You know what I'm saying? He is a New York-based indie rapper, singer, and producer. His website is King Niiko. That's King Niiko spelled with 2 I's, Niiko .xyz. He is a new artist. There is not that much information out there about him, but you know how we do things here at the HTP.
Uh-oh, let me find out.
I had to do the artist outreach to see what the hell is really going on.
And what happened? What you heard?
He came through, you know, he hit me with a little bit extra info about what's going on here. And this is how I've realized he is a producer as well. He let me know.
I was going to say, because I didn't know that.
He let me know that he produced the majority of the EP that we're going, or album that we're going to be reviewing.
Really?
Yes. So,
Very interesting.
yes. So this is his first EP, but on the website, you can join his movement, Crown Jewels, and you'll get access to his merch, his news, and maybe some secret events as is given right there. He does own the label that he's on. He started King Niiko Entertainment, I presume, to put out his music.
Okay.
He was originally born in
Mississippi.
and raised in Atlanta, Georgia.
M-I, crooked letter I.
As says on his bio, cherished.
I saw that.
Yeah. So
I like that. I like
that. That was cute.
That was
He's been
slick.
doing music since age 3. He came to New York. I was going to say recently, but he did tell me that he was working with a producer in the very, very beginning, but he decided to, you know, just kind of do it on his own, produce his own material. And we have before us the album, the project, the body of work.
Uh-oh.
that we're about to review.
What we got going on, man? What's popping out here?
Niiko's World.
Okay.
It is a 7-track opus.
I actually have a fun fact.
You have a fun fact.
Yeah.
Give us a little fun fact.
Well, this is a very light one, music related. He actually released another project this year, believe it or not. Yeah, we've been seeing a trend of that.
Yeah.
We had a couple of artists on the show so far that released multiple projects in a year.
All right.
He released another project earlier this year. It was in April.
Okay.
It was called Holy Land Short Tunes. And I'm going to have to holler at him because he got a little typo on the streaming. I don't know if it's on all platforms, but on Spotify, it's 2 L's and a Holy. So I don't know if he meant to put Hollyland, but it reads Hollyland. And then I saw on the actual album cover, it was Holy Land. So I know it's supposed to be Holy Land, but he need to get that corrected because that should be urgent.
Yeah.
Because that would drive me crazy. And I don't know if he saw it or not. But it's a whole project, but all of the tracks, it's like 10 tracks.
Right.
And they all under 2 minutes.
Okay.
Like nothing hits 2 minutes. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yes. Yeah. Interesting how that is the style of the moment to kind of hit us and dart right back out. Yeah. One hit a quitter, a couple minutes.
I mean, they saying our attention spans is like, goldfish nowadays. So
Sure. Keep doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? But of course, we have the EP or the album right in front of us.
Okay.
Niiko's World.
August 29th.
August 29th was when it was released. And I'm going to have to just say that I'm going to give this track a 30% Reginald.
Ooh. The whole
thing. And I'm going to
7 songs, 26 minutes of Reginald James?
Yes.
Okay. Heard you.
Here's the thing. He's got a little bit of a theme going on. I listened to the album and it definitely felt like he was going through things. Like maybe a heartbreak of some sort. And I like the way it's set up, which tells me that it was intentional the way he produces. The first record, Exit, and then the last record, which I believe the name of it... Pay. They're kind of vibey tracks.
Which was just a beat, pretty much.
It was just pretty much a beat. It's kind of giving you a little bit of what ZebraCast did. Just kind of music.
It's like a beat interlude.
Yeah. So he set it up the beginning and the end of it in that way, and then the 6 songs in between, or 5 songs, kind of give you the meat of the album. He is a much better singer than he is a rapper. I would have to say when he sings, you can tell he's a singer, but the thing that's missing. A
singer?
Well, okay.
Ooh.
Let me elaborate.
No, do your thing.
Let me elaborate. He has a lot of vocal potential there. Like when I'm hearing Used, I hear the emotion that he's trying to convey. I hear the hurt. So in that way, I would say he probably could blow if you give him the right song. Which brings me to my next point: is that the songwriting is kind of like a little not well formed. So you know what I'm saying? While he's got great amount of emotion, great ideas that he wants to put forth in this project, I would much rather say that, he should at least get a little bit more in the songwriting department, because he has the potential to produce something really, really great. Because the song Used was the first one I heard when I had it in mix or in shuffle. And I was like, that caught my ear.
Okay.
But it was not really like fully formulated, because it was like, it didn't really go anywhere. It didn't really go to the heights that I thought it could go to. So that was kind of my main gripe. But the rap songs, like, Get Up, and what's the other shit that he did?
Damn.
Smacked. All right.
Wasn't doing it for you?
It's not really like well composed. In Smacked, in the middle of the song, it seems like it skips to a whole different vibe. I don't know if that's intentional or
that
if
was definitely intentional.
If that's an error in editing.
Nah. I mean, you talking about the glitches?
Yeah.
It's a couple. He does that in like 2 different songs, so that's why I think it's intentional.
I don't. Yeah, and that's another thing. I would like to know if that's truly, because he has that going on in some of the records, and that could be production error.
Yeah.
But I also understand that that's kind of like an avant-garde thing that kids do. They kind of just let the dirtiness or the rawness of the record kind of speak to what they're trying to convey.
Yeah.
It could be either way.
Absolutely.
However you consume it. But for me, it's not, if it's done tastefully or if it's done in an artful way, that's when I would get it a little bit more. I didn't really get the art out of that record, Smack. So that's why I didn't really, it kind of threw me off.
Got you.
And Get Up is not, you're not really a rapper like that. But, I mean, so I didn't really get into that record so much.
All right.
It's kind of the most lively one of the records, though. Probably the most crunk, most upbeat. You know what I'm saying? Get up! Get up! You know what I'm saying? It's kind of wakes me up.
You ain't sound too enthused about it.
Cause I mean, I don't know, man.
I mean, we heard you 30% mid. I mean, hey, listen, it is what it is.
But you know, I'm gonna pass the baton on to you, and you give me what you think
it
of
is
this.
what it is. Heard
here.
you. I actually thought it was a mid as well. I gave it a 48% mid though.
You gave it a mid.
48% mid. Yeah. I actually really enjoyed the intro track, Exit. I thought Exit was dope. The way it came in, it's interesting that you say he produces, because I thought the production on the whole project was the highlight. I really enjoyed a lot of the production on this album.
I think that was the best part of it.
Yeah,
he could produce, he could make beats.
He did his thing. It has its own character. It has its own style. It's familiar, but it's like distinguishable. And that intro was dope. I like the way he kind of warped his voice, which is kind of slurry, because you could kind of get that. It's a thin line between the whole mumble rap and the clarity thing.
Yeah.
So when you blur it right and you kind of play with it, it could come off vibey or it could come off sloppy.
It reminds me of what Kendrick did on some things that he did on,
he
like,
definitely has that tone. I know what you're talking about.
Or in To Pimp a Butterfly, he did some tracks where he's kind of like slurring vibey, kind of giving emotion,
and it's intentional. So I could hear what he was doing on this, and like the certain phrases and the parts that really stand out and become clear are poignant, and it's like you can hear it, and it's like, okay, I really like this. I enjoyed it, and for this to be an intro track and it's called Exit, I fuck with that even more too. So it was like, I like little details and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, that avant-garde, that little abstract shit.
The abstract
that just
shit.
Like, if you don't pay attention, it could go over your head. But when you pay attention, it's like, okay, I like that. And I'm also curious why he put a period at the end of it. Because it's like Exit period. It's a couple of the titles that they were either in all caps or it was written as a sentence and it ended with a period. So I thought that was interesting as well.
Yeah.
But my favorite track is probably Get Up.
Really?
I really enjoyed that fucking
record.
track. I feel like he's in his element in that track. I feel like, I agree with you, he's not a great rapper. And I enjoy his singing more than his rapping, but he has a very dynamic voice. He could do a lot with his voice, and it sounds interesting. He might not be that great of a singer, but it sounds interesting when he sings. He might not be that great of a rapper, but it sounds interesting when he raps. And it's not always great, but like, I thought this Get Up, and especially the way he using his voice on the hook, I'm like, yeah, he kind of in his element on this. If my only thing, it was kind of short. I thought the feature, who was it, D. Carlo?
Yeah, D. Carlo.
He kind of, I mean, they kind of complimented each other. I thought they were the same person. Like, I thought D. Carlo was King Niiko on his calm flow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they sounded like the same person. So I thought that was a nice little compliment. But I enjoyed it. Every time I hear it, I really do want to, it made me want to get up. Like, it's some workout shit.
Get up!
I fuck with it. It's short and sweet. It gets to the point. That was like one of my favorite moments on the project. Other than Exit, which I enjoyed as well. The ballads, I wasn't too crazy about. I kind of felt like you on, what was it, Used? The writing is kind of cool. It's going there. The substance is there, but he ain't really take it there the way he could have.
Right.
The singing, the vocal performance is cool. It's distinguished. It's not super great technically, but it has a nice character to it. He has a nice tone to his voice, and you could tell kind of he plays with the singing. He has a decent singing voice, which I enjoyed. And I thought the production on this, it stayed at the bridge. Like, it never went to like a chorus and a, you know what I'm saying? Like, you never got the climax. It kind of just stayed at the verse and then went to a bridge. But I think that might be kind of a bit of his style. Like I said, he released the album with all of the songs that was under 2 minutes.
Yeah.
A lot of these songs are on the shorter end. And then he kind of breaks it down to like turned up joint, ballad, turned up
Right.
joint ballad. He kind
That's-
of goes
I like
back and
that
forth,
setup
which was
as
dope
well.
as well. And it's only 7 joints. But I mean, for, you know, this is the first time I'm being introduced to this artist. I enjoyed this project for the first listen. And I didn't really get too much about him from the project, which was another downfall.
True.
Especially for this to be, you know, one of your earlier projects. But
you
it wasn't, you know, I couldn't
showed
take,
range though for the
Did.
style
He
that
did.
he did,
which I
Gotta give
enjoyed
him
that.
props
I
for
appreciate that.
That's
I appreciate
why
that.
it's like, you know what I'm saying? That's why I gave it the score that I gave it, is because you have like a distinctive style that it definitely could be something really, really great, and it could definitely elevate into something really, really, really amazing.
That's
in the
funny.
future.
We be having the same bullet points, but then we'll have like a different score. Like the same notes and topics and all of that,
You know
but
what
then
I'm
I have
saying?
a different story.
Shout out to King
That's
Niiko.
how I go, man. King
doing it.
Niiko, go listen to that shit. It's still
Niiko's
fresh
World.
out there. It came pretty much at the top of September. 7 songs. Latest project, Niiko's World, man.
Yes,
go
sir.
streaming on all platforms. Let us know what y'all think
Go support that
on the Herbal Tea Podcast.
on the Herbal Tea.
Welcome to the alumni. You heard?
Welcome.
All right, man. Up next,
Who we got next to the stage?
we got the artist known as Arlo Parks.
All right.
Arlo
Woo.
Parks, ladies and gentlemen. Arlo Parks. Let's check it out.
Bring
Who we
her.
got? So Arlo Parks is a Q+ singer-songwriter from London.
London.
Bloody London. Her influences include Earl Sweatshirt and Portishead. Believe it or not.
Portishead, okay.
Yeah, that's a hell of a range,
That
which I like.
works,
And
that
it's kind of in the same pocket. Like Earl Sweatshirt is kind of like the Portishead of hip hop almost.
Yeah.
He got that kind of that style, that edge. According to her, she was always feeling like the black girl in school who couldn't dance for shit and listened to way too much emo music and was crushing on a girl in her Spanish class. So that's how she breaks down herself, which is pretty interesting when you look at it. It's not like 3 different layers and categories, but she's touching on 3 different things.
Yeah.
And it's almost like not necessarily insecurities, but just 3 different, like those things we socialized about. So we socialized to feel certain ways about ourselves. Like you're a black person that can't dance.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you less of a black person. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like we are socialized to think these things. But that was interesting that was in her bio. So I saw it and I was like, all right. So we see, you know, the vibe she on already. She was listed as a breakthrough artist in 2020 in an annual BBC poll. There's this poll that they do. It's a bunch of music critics, and every year they kind of, you know, let you know who's next. And she was next up for 2020.
Facts.
And then, speaking of, she was on her first tour where she was headlining in March. And who shows up? Miss Rona, of course. Shut it down. So she was in the middle of her first headlining tour, top of 2020, and the shit got cut short. She out there in Europe tearing it down, and all of a sudden the whole shit get canceled because of Corona. So
you can't see.
hell of a little situation right there.
It's pandemic turning things upside down left and right.
Yeah,
Man.
that sucks. But hey, it is what it is. She persevered through it. She released this joint, which is a single.
Hold on.
Oh, I figured. Let me. Was I going too fast? Hold up. Go ahead.
Fun fact.
What
here.
you got?
Have you seen the video for this song?
I did see the video actually.
Okay.
And you know I normally don't see the video.
You normally do not. I'm not ready for you to have seen this video.
I definitely saw the video, but
I'm
go ahead.
glad.
But go ahead.
I think the video is a great, you know, representation of the song, but I don't want to get too deep into that. I have another fun fact for you.
Oh.
She's on a Tidal playlist.
Okay.
You know, Tidal is not necessarily like Spotify. Those are really curated by people who work there, and you know, those are like basically hand selected. When you get your song on there, it's not like you could submit to a Tidal playlist. So when they pick your shit,
those are really curated.
yeah, you know. So if your shit end up on there, as it did this song that we have here in front of us, the single.
Okay.
I thought that was really, really like dope.
What was the name of the playlist?
It's just the latest songs that came out. That because the song is the newest of.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? Best new tracks.
Okay.
So stuff that they think is really, really hot, like right now, that just came out.
Okay.
So you know, so that's what's going on.
Okay. Well, we got Arlo Parks. She released this joint "Hurt," and August 18th, 3 minutes, 36 seconds. I enjoyed this joint. I enjoyed it. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. I gave it a 54% mid.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's like a high mid. I thought the production was really cool. It was, I mean, her voice is beautiful. She has a really dope voice. I fuck with her voice. It's really, really distinct, sultry. She got that airy, you know what I mean, sultry quality to her voice. And it's kind of like her flow is nonchalant. Like she kind of sing like on some bedroom type shit. And I saw like in her bio, she describes one of the genres of music that she does as bedroom pop. And I'm like, that makes so much sense. Like I never heard that term before, but when I heard it and I read it, it made so much sense when it came to describing her. So I was like, okay, that makes sense because she got that. I'm just nice with it. Like I could wake up and, you know what I'm saying? Like she got one of those type of voices. It was introspective and inspirational as far as the content. You know what I'm saying? She talking about, you know, wouldn't it be lovely to feel something for once? She getting into her emo bag. Like she telling you she emo. She's an emo girl at heart. And she's touching on those type of vibes, especially in this joint. And like you said, the video was kind of looking, it was like an abstract type video. You know what I'm saying? She had this kid going in, he was doing his dance type. It was like a weird style, like you never seen really before, but it was like a combination of a bunch of shit. And she was in the video, like the coolest part of the whole video I thought was the looking up when she was playing chess on the glass and you could kind of see through, but then she didn't move the chess. I was like, that was a hard little angle. It was a simple shot, but I thought it was just so dope. But you could tell she pays attention to details and shit like that. But the production was cool, but it wasn't great for me, and it didn't have great, I don't know, the song didn't have great staying power. Like, it was cool, but then it wasn't a joint that I wanted to kind of hear over and over again. And it kind of reminded me of another song, which I couldn't put my hand on it, but I did enjoy it. It has like the video, it has a cool, artsy, minimalistic style.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how the song is in some ways. But I did enjoy it, but you know, it wasn't crazy for me. It didn't blow me away. But I felt like I enjoyed her as an artist more than I did this song. But at the end of the day, it's still a high mid. 54% high mid. That's a decent listen. It's definitely worth going to check out and letting us know what you think. But what did you think? What's your whole take on the whole situation? I heard you gasping over there.
You know what I really think of this song? I think that you should put it on in the headphones.
Oh, shit. Well, why you letting everybody know we be listening in the headphones?
Because at the same time,
that was supposed to be exclusive information.
It might have been exclusive.
See, we just let y'all know.
But at the same time, we fuck with this music. So we have to make sure that, you know, we get the vibe right, because sometimes we want to talk about the record in a different kind of way that brings it to life, and it kind of helps us to vibe out.
It does, absolutely.
So on that note, I'm gonna have to bring the fire trucks out on this record.
Shit,
that's a real reason why I wanted to get this
I was
song
wondering because I'm
playing.
like, you're doing a whole lot, like
because this song is definitely fire to me.
Okay.
I like it for all the reasons you might not like it. I like that it's understated, and I like her indie voice. She gives me Lord. She sounds a lot like Lord.
Yep. I can hear that,
and especially in the lyrics. You know what I'm saying? The lyrics here. Wouldn't it be lovely to feel worth something? And that was one of the things I got from it. Started dreaming of a house in red carnations by the windows. I'm not singing it, but that is the lyrics because I went and looked them up because I wanted to understand a little bit more of where she was coming from. I could relate to the hurt. I could relate to that type of hurt. So it kind of really spoke to me on a whole different entire level. And I just liked the way she approached it. And the video itself brought that to life because you do a lot of things to kind of deal with pain. So the dancing represents that to me.
Yeah.
It is a dance with just basically survival. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes the hurt could be so bad. It could be so deep that it might drive you to do something, you know, really, real harmful to yourself or, you know, whatever the case may be. So you do this dance kind of like with reality, like, you know, is this real? Because it can disorient you. And that's the other part of the video itself. It kind of disorients you the way she spins around and you got these split images that's kind of how I felt the video, and I thought it added what she was saying in the hook.
Won't hurt so much forever.
It kind of drive that. It won't drive that, but you understand, like, you don't really get that when you're going through some painful shit like that. But it's nice to hear, because you might get little glimpses of those messages when you're going through some pain that, okay, it's gonna get better, but you still deep in it. So it means something, but it doesn't mean as much as you would like it to mean, because it's not bringing you out of that pain right now. So I got a lot of that out of the song. Like I just relate to it on a whole entire different level. So fire trucks,
damn,
bring them out.
What percentage?
77%.
77% fire.
You know what I'm saying? 77%.
Okay. Damn,
You know
you
what I'm
brought
saying?
the fire trucks out for us.
It's real groovy. It's funky.
It is groovy and funky.
I fuck with the like the indie pop vibe. Like I fuck with that heavy.
All right, well, hey, listen, there you have it. Arlo Parks, Hurt. Go check it out, man, and let us know what you think, because there you have it. You got a mid 54%, you got a 70s. They're in there 20 points apart.
Pretty much.
And he brought the fire trucks out, man. You know when Peasy bring the fire trucks out, hey, you got to go listen to it.
You got to go check it out and check out that video.
Yeah, it's definitely artsy. I fuck with the video, man. Arlo Parks, there you have it. Who we got next up?
Who we got next?
Let me make sure I throw these in the headphones so I don't get my head chewed on. Hold up.
Come
you know
through.
Yeah.
Like I need
we
the
on
vibe.
it.
We need the vibes here.
I'm right here with you.
Because the next one bringing to the stage is Asiahn. Asiahn.
Don't get it fucked up.
Don't get it fucked up. Do not. Because let me tell you, every interview that I read, you will see how it's pronounced.
Yeah,
and I was definitely not pronouncing it correctly when we were researching it, when we were like talking about who we're going to do next. I was calling Asiahn or crazy.
Asiahn.
Asiahn is what it is. She is a singer-songwriter born in Jersey. I knew it.
Come on, man.
Born in Jersey, raised in Charleston, South Carolina.
Okay.
Now she's based in L.A. She's a 3-time Grammy-nominated singer-songwriter with credits writing for the likes of Jennifer Lopez, Miley Cyrus, Ludacris, and Young Money.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Most notable collab. And this is what's crazy. She actually went by her real name when she did some of her collaborations. She goes by Asia Bryant on some credits.
I saw that.
And you've seen her name because she did a song on Dr. Dre's Compton album with The Game, Just Another Day. That is her singing at the end of that record. And I fuck with Compton.
You know, I've yet to hear that album.
Oh my God.
I have not, to this day, I have not heard
really
that
listened
album.
that much. It's good, but it's not that.
But I still need to hear it.
You should hear it.
That's an important album.
You should hear it.
Yeah.
You should definitely hear it for the Game record because she's on it as Asia Bryant.
Oh man. Now I really gotta hear it. Okay.
So that's, as you can tell, as you know, Dr. Dre, legend Dr. Dre. So she's worked with some pretty notable people. I have to give her that. She's released 2 EPs, Love Train and Love Train 2, 2017 and 2019. And she plays 9 instruments, y'all. 9 fucking instruments. Let's go through them. Piano, guitar, bass guitar, clarinet, bass clarinet, flutes, trumpets, and sax.
What?
So,
How?
She plays them all. And
like how?
I just,
when did she start?
I mean,
2 months?
Probably in the womb, something.
Shit.
I don't know. And she's also bilingual. She speaks English and French.
Bisexual and bilingual?
Yeah. All of that.
Oh, wait, no. Is she bisexual or is she lesbian?
She is.
I think she might be a lesbian.
She might be a lesbian, if not openly, like fluid. For sure.
Bisexual and bisexual and bilingual sound like an album. So if it's a bisexual Q+ artist out there, you're welcome.
I think she. Okay, I don't want to misquote, but I definitely seen a couple of the articles that I've seen that she's openly
she's
lesbian.
A proud lesbian, yeah,
open lesbian.
Okay, well shout out to her. Man.
Shout out to her.
I actually have a fun fact.
I knew you did.
How did you know I had
you had one coming? I felt it coming on.
You know what I'm saying?
You normally don't, but
I
do
got one. I do got one.
What's going on?
She actually she did a lot of songwriting, but she was an artist before she popped off as a songwriter. So she popped off her songwriting. She was songwriting for like like major art, like Pitbull, motherfuckers like that.
Yeah.
So
she's been out here.
At 15 years old, she was an artist. She toured and was doing shows as an artist before she popped off as a songwriter. And then once the songwriting popped off, it was like, all right, well, we got to go where the money is here.
Yep.
And then she was out of here, and then now she back on the scene. So I thought that was pretty dope.
It's a lot of singer-songwriters that kind of go that route. There's another one that I'll bring up a little bit later that kind of had the same pretty much career track. You know what I'm saying? But as far as Asiahn, she has this single. It is called Gucci Friends. And it is featuring Grandmaster Vic. Grandmaster Vic is a hip-hop violinist. So he is the guy.
Well, he pretty much produced it, right?
No.
I think he produced it.
No, he didn't produce the record.
But that's him on the violin?
That's him on the violin. Then she got another set of producers do the actual track. I don't have the name of the producers with me, but I did see that. And he is the one adding those sweet, highly complimentary violins that go with her voice so well. I'm just gonna give it up. She is
give it up.
Also,
what you do?
Fire.
Oh,
also a fire going on here.
Twice in one show?
I mean, listen and get the rating.
Now, let me stop pegging you as a bearer of bad news because you give your ratings. You know what I'm saying? What was the rating?
The rating, I gave it a 77 as well.
Oh, shit.
I gave it a 77 as well.
Okay.
I really think this song snapped.
Damn, you kind of, you brought the boys out.
This song snaps for me.
Twice back to back.
Asiahn,
we'll go on and talk about it.
She's a beautiful, beautiful woman. I would just say, like I said, the violins match her perfectly. So that production choice and the fact that when I saw in her interviews how closely she pays attention to her production, because she is a producer. But she also employs people to kind of bring out certain elements. If she wants a vibe, she'll tell you, like, I want this type of vibe for the track. That's the type of producer she is. So picking this violin.
I got to get on that. I got to get on that type of time.
Yeah. She's one of those. And, I think her ear for that type of attention to what you need in production, it matters so much. If you are a producer out here and your ear is not tuned to what you have going on and the details that it takes to make a record really shine, then you really kind of half-assing this, in my opinion. But I think she's got it going on. She's definitely doing her thing, and the simplicity and the brevity are the genius in the track, because you get in, you say what you gotta say. I want to know that secret because this
bitch is 2 minutes and 11 seconds.
I kind of like that.
This is a short song.
I like it because you get your verse and it's a slow kind of trappy track, so it doesn't really need to stick around that long. And she kind of got to the point. It is like an interlude, but she gives you a real meaty kind of vibe here. Like you could really sink your teeth in this type of record. I don't know. That's just me. I would just say the only thing about it is it's not that original because it's like another trap R&B type track. But for what she did with it, for the way it sounds, for the way her voice is, she did her thing.
Okay, well, there we have it. Brought the fire trucks out again. They were still here.
They were still here.
They just circled the block.
They had to circle the block and something else came
right the fuck back with another 77%. Hey, well, they might as well sit their ass still because I gave it a fire as well. You know what I'm saying? Gucci Friends. 75%. I mean, you pretty much said it all. Like, look at my notes. Like, short and sweet. You were just saying right to the point. Leaves you wanting more. Give you that meaty substance. Like, you could sink your teeth, and that's why you got to kind of run it back. You want to hear it again when you hear it.
I want to hear it again.
The way she hitting them notes on that Gucci frame. And then I love that. I love the fact that you see the cover and you hear the title and you like, all right, she probably on some flossy shit.
That's exactly what I thought.
I thought another trap. Wah. It's like, nah.
I was totally judging her.
It's like, no, she giving you some shit. Go and take a listen, nigga. And then she brought in the sad ass violins to let you know, just in case you was unsure of the vibe, nigga. Yeah, you were right on track. Listen to the violins.
I'm sorry for you.
It's
but
pretty much a revenge song.
It's
she
very
pretty much
elegant.
saying like, listen, I've been going up since you left me. Period. And I can't see your type no more through these frames. Like these frames I'm wearing, they don't even allow me to detect you no more. You not in that.
The amount of drip that's going on.
You missed the wave,
you
boo.
Drowning. I can't even help you. I can't even see you.
At all.
This
told the whole story in 2 minutes and 11 seconds. I mean,
that's it.
What else you want me to say? Fire. 77%, 75%. Go listen to it and let us know what you think.
Go find her.
Prove us wrong.
Asiahn.
Debate us. You know what I'm saying? That would be dope. Because the joints we kind of hit it on the head on, we got the same. Debate us. Let us know what y'all think. I want to hear
the lie?
about it. Yeah.
Where's the lie?
If I'm lying, I'm dying. Remember that shit?
If I'm lying, I'm flying. As you can see, I'm still right here on the ground.
Come on, man.
All right.
All right, who we got next, man? We done wrapped it up with the Q+.
We done wrapped it up with the Q+. They showed out.
We might as well go ahead to the
ally of the day.
Come on.
Trying to hit that Gucci frame nose.
Not smoking his L, we not. But yeah, our ally of the day is none other than, all right, let me make sure I get this pronunciation right.
Okay.
Is it Sia?
It is
Sia. I always mess her name right. I get her name messed up.
It is Sia.
And I get chewed out because her other name, the way I pronounce it, sounds like another artist. Yeah. But we're not going to go there. Sia, capital S, capital I, capital A.
Right,
we all know the look. We all know the sound.
We all know her.
But did you know that she is an ally, of course, of the Q+ community? She's an Australian singer-songwriter. She started out as a singer in an acid jazz band, believe it or not. Mm-hmm. So that's how she got her start, her come up. You know what I'm saying? She dropped the album in Australia, her debut in 1997. So she ain't new to this. She true to this.
Not at all.
You know what I'm saying? She been doing it for a minute. Don't get it twisted. Just because you just seen her.
Just because you.
She been out here. All right. She moved to London. She released her second album in around 2000. And then she took it to the States. With her last two albums, she moved to New York City in 2005. So she been, she was a journeyman. Yeah. She been out here moving around, finding her legs. And then that's when she really kind of popped off with her latest two albums, which I think is her fourth and fifth albums.
Right.
She's best known for her look with the half blonde, half black, face covering wig. You can't really see her face. When I first saw her, I was like, damn, like, who is this shit? She had on a big ass bow with that face covering wig. You couldn't see her, but her voice was like angelic. It was crazy. She was actually uncomfortable with her newfound fame. So that was one of the reasons for the wig. And then she actually retracted a lot and kind of took a hiatus from the music, the scene, and all of that. So that's why you probably seen her. She was bubbling for a minute. And then all of a sudden it was like, where's Sia? So, she actually
see her, and then you
see her and then you ain't see her. I like that should be the name of her next album. You're welcome. Like we out here. We hot today.
Here, you know what I'm saying?
She actually she write for a lot of people too. So she had a whole writing phase where she penned a lot of hits for a lot of your favorite artists. So that's kind of where she at with it now. She's more so behind the scenes. And she actually wrote a very heartfelt letter to the queer community. On behalf of, Pride Month.
Right.
And it was published on Billboard. And it was really, really in-depth, and it came from the heart. And apparently she told them, to post it with no edits. So it was straight from her. I advise everybody to go check it out. It was dope. But yeah, she's an ally, and she's out here. She got this song with David Guetta, who is a French DJ and producer. I'm sure you've heard of him. He does other joints. I can't think of off the top of the head the joints he's been a part of.
He got a song with Nicki Minaj, "Turn Me On."
Okay,
that's one of the main ones. But he's there, like out there with Diplo.
Exactly, he's in that same kind of way.
EDM, big EDM crowd.
Exactly. So they got this joint called "Let's Love," dropped on 9/11. 3 minutes 20 seconds. Latest single, and I think it's just a Lucy. It's a David Guetta produced joint, but the joints he produced, he don't really perform on vocally. So it's usually about the artist that he has on the song. I gave this joint a 50% mid.
You gave it a 50 mid.
Yeah.
Okay.
50% mid. It was right in the middle for me. I like the production. It was very 80s, very like Miami Vice. You know what I'm saying? It kind of gave you that bop. It wasn't super original though. I felt like we've kind of heard that bop a few times in the last month or so for some reason. But it was cool. It was done well. The quality was there. It's Sia, so you know her vocal performance is gonna be there. Like she can't really. But these lyrics was like, I don't know. It wasn't nothing. It didn't hit the park for me. It was very standard, and she's known for her pen. Like she's kind of nice with the pen. So I don't know. These lyrics was a little dry for me, a little on the nose. But it's still, it's still. She was like, "You changed for me, I changed for you." It was just kind of very, it wasn't crazy, but it still give you that vibe. What it really gave me, it feel like this is perfectly suited for like movie and TV. Like this should go into like a library, like a sample library for like film. Like this is perfect for like a scene. Like you see like a dramatic scene, somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like it's perfect for that, but it ain't really something I want to go to and listen to my headphones and kind of vibe with. So, but that's why I gave it like right smack dab in the middle. It's like a, it's a quality good song. It serves its purpose. It's just not great for listening. So I kind of gave it that middle. But she performed. She ain't, ain't no slack. Like her voice is crazy. You can't really take away from that performance aspect. The quality of the production is there. Like, I don't know too many people that can give you a replica vintage 80s Miami Vice unless you're a producer. Like, everybody can't do that. So to replicate that and give you that exact feel, like, I mean, that's no short feat. So you got to give it to them on that end. But other than that, man, it's movie music, So shout out to Sia. What do you think? Sia. I ended up saying it anyway. Sia, shout out to Sia. What do you think?
You're forgiven. Let's love.
Sia, did you see her or nah?
Let's love.
Was you seeing her or nah?
I actually did see her, and then I had to see her away.
Damn. God damn. Like that, though? What'd you give it?
I mean, I kind of agree with you pretty much on a lot of these points there. So
there we go. We always got the same bullet points, but
like,
then you're going to give it a
45 mid.
Oh, we right there.
We
Why
right
you
there. Like this,
5 points.
This song sounds like a lost Pat Benatar record. You know what I'm saying? It reminds me of
some
Love
shit
is
Carlton.
A battlefield.
Carlton will go off.
You know what I'm saying? It sounds like that type of record. That's what it totally right away when it gave me. I was like, all right, you going for that sound.
It gives you that
cool.
feel. Yeah.
But yeah, the lyrics were very mediocre, middling. You know what I'm saying?
And it's still like, if I didn't see the title of the song, you wouldn't be able to tell me she not saying that's love. That's love. Like, it still don't say it's. I still can't hear it.
She got her accent
For
going
me, it sounds like
on.
she's saying that's love.
I hear her saying
I don't hear let's love. I can't hear let's love.
I guess it doesn't really matter at this point because either one of them would have been fine.
That's what I'm saying. It works either way.
Either way, you don't have to name.
Like I forget until I look at the cover art and it says that let's love. I'm like, oh, okay, that's right.
You don't even have to like know the title of the song before you can guess it on your own. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's very middle of the road. Very average.
It is.
Even for a Sia song, which kind of makes it a little bit more disappointing, which is why I gave it a 45.
Yeah, okay.
Because I was expecting, for David Guetta to produce this record.
Me too.
What are you doing? What's going on?
I had high expectations.
Right. So, I mean, it doesn't overstay its welcome. It's not that long.
That's another thing. Great. You know what I'm saying? That's what kind of saved it as well. It was like, all right, it gets it up. But that's what I'm saying. It's perfect for a scene. It was like, you get that scene in, you're like, okay, yeah, like, yeah.
It's some kind of rom-com.
He gonna do it.
Like at the end of the movie.
He finally made it.
He
gonna change his ways.
He's gonna change his way. He gonna be a drunk bastard no more.
Yeah, he
gonna admit that he's wrong and go back to his girl and ask for
up
a
back.
Yeah. Let's love. Yeah. That's what it is.
Come on.
That's exactly what this song is, y'all. So, y'all enjoy.
Hey, shout out to Sia David Guetta, man. They did it.
I think I pretty much
see it. We see it.
It's hopeful. It's hopeful, and I'm hopeful.
Go check it out and let us know what you think. You know what I'm saying? 50% mid. And we got a 45% mid. So I'm on the high end of the mid. I feel like high mid is between like 50 and 60%.
Yeah.
Anything below that is like 30 to 50. That's kind of like just mid.
It's just mid.
So you got a mid and a high mid.
We just
barely high mid.
You packing the blunt a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't got that much loud. We're not trying to do too much loud.
Nah.
You got to pack it with a little bit of mid in it to make you go a little bit longer.
Hey, it's worth a listen.
It's worth
at the very least. So go check it out. Let us know what you think.
Go check that hoe out.
And there you have it. That's the ally of the day.
Shout out to Sia.
See ya, we see ya. Hey,
we do see ya. For sure.
And what we gonna do now, man? We done got the music out of the way.
We got the music out of the way. And
Shit.
we about to head to these streets. They screaming.
Ooh, on fire.
On fire.
What's going on the pavement?
There's so much going on you would not believe.
Okay.
This is your street correspondent, the real Peasy. I'm out here. You already know what it is.
Yeah, fill us in.
You know what I'm saying? So did you know that October is LGBTQ History Month?
You know what? I didn't. I'm kind of ashamed of myself. Like, I didn't know we had a month.
And we have a whole entire month. So not only do we have Pride Month in June, but we also have LGBTQ History Month that is going on right now.
Interesting.
And in this month,
who picks these months?
I don't know, but I bet you it's the white establishment. So we gotta have to see how the fuck we gonna get up on there and see.
Chances are,
figure out how we gonna get this information out to everybody else in the hood. But that's what's going on. October 11th is National Coming Out Day.
Okay.
So that is a thing. I have seen that. I've never knew what day it was.
I don't know how I feel about that. It's kind of like I get it, but it's like,
well, see, if we're talking about identity politics, I think it's helpful because the visibility is really what
the
it's all about.
visibility is great, and I get that. And I'm just talking about like the origin, the whole name, and all that, like the whole coming out day. It kind of just puts, it don't put pressure, but it kind of puts almost a false pressure of like, all right, well, you got to do it sometime. So this is the day. If you want to do it, you should be more comfortable on this day. Like, nigga, I ain't ever got to come out. Like, I'm going to just live.
You
like,
could just live.
Fuck y'all.
You don't have to, and you don't even have to come out on Coming Out Day. It's just celebrated for those who have. Maybe this year, and there's been a whole lot of people that actually have not on Coming Out Day this year. We'll get to that later.
Okay.
Let's talk about, what else is going on out here in the music scene. Have you heard of Victoria Monet?
Why does that ring a bell? It does ring a bell.
Victoria Monet is a lot like who we reviewed earlier, Asiahn. She's also a singer-songwriter that's been out there doing a lot of collaborations with industry vets like T.I. She did a song with Nas on Life is Good.
Okay.
So she's a singer-songwriter that's put out a couple of projects. She has a new song out with Kalani. It's called
Go ahead.
Touch Me Remix. And that's available right now. So that is the latest.
Victoria Monet?
Victoria Monet.
Okay.
And yeah, Touch Me Remix out there right now. Her album Jaguar is also available. Another hit that I want to talk about, or potential, BB Rexha. You heard of BB Rexha?
No.
BB Rexha is basically a pop artist, dance pop artist, and she has a song with Doja Cat, your girl.
My girl. Holla at
Doja.
Doja.
It's called Baby I'm Jealous.
Oh, damn.
It's kind of a bop. You should check that shit out whenever you get the chance. I kind of fuck with it.
Okay.
And back to the Monets. In addition to Victoria Monet, we also have Janelle Monáe.
Mad Monets.
My Monets. A lot of artsy. You know what I'm saying? We are art. That's what it is. But Janelle Monáe put out an emotion picture for the song Turntables, which we reviewed on episode 18. You know what I'm saying? I checked that video out. I had to get my little thing for a second because I was about to choke.
I was about to say, you had like a little pause there. I thought you were about to go in depth.
Hold on. No. Just the fact that the video's kind of dope. I fuck with it. I
Okay.
kind of fuck with the song a little bit more.
I was going to say, because you was hating on the song kind of like.
Low-key.
Damn. Like, I was like, damn, my nigga. Like, this song is fire.
It's all right.
Like,
It's all right.
You've given higher grades to less.
It's all right. No.
All right.
Always be consistent.
I'm not going to come at you. I'm not going to come at your
We're
rating
going to do this
system.
right here. We can have
You was
this.
hating on that song, though.
And that was a little bit. But the video, fire. You should check out the video.
Okay, I haven't seen
it.
it.
Let me know. It's very much out there. And Lady Gaga. She out there with a new video. Lady Gaga has a new single, 911, is from her latest album, Chromatica. We reviewed her on episode 8 when we talked about Stupid Love. That was the first single. And, that one. So
that wasn't quite how she hit it. You looked at me like, nigga, that is not how she hit it. But
she hit it.
if you want to, if you feel bad about yourself.
Stupid love. That was that one. So, Chromatica, the album, this is the third single. So she's out there doing her thing with that album. It's pretty good listen. So check that one out. The video's out. Very much more back to the old Lady Gaga, where you get a very artsy and kind of compelling story video. It's a whole setup. It's a whole scene. It's a whole movie. You know how Gaga do. She's back to doing those.
She's not playing.
And not playing. Shout out to the real Proud Boys who took over that hashtag after 45 came.
I thought that was so dope. That was so slick.
I thought it was so dope.
That was on some Care Bear shit, like overpowering negativity with just extreme love.
I love it. I love it. That's the part of the internet that I really fuck with. When niggas just flip shit on their ear because they think they doing something. Whatever, but shout out to the drip. All the Q plus drip was out there.
Did you explain what they did with the Proud Boy hashtag?
Well, basically, what it was 45 made a reference to the white supremacy group, the Proud Boys, during the presidential debate, and
he refused.
He refused to denounce them. Yeah,
and said they name like 4 times,
yeah.
And then after the whole debate, try to act like he ain't know who the fuck they was. Yo. All right, go ahead.
Anyway, and then it trended, but it trended because a whole bunch of LGBTQ followers and people on Twitter flooded the Instagram with all sorts of content, from marriage pictures, just coming out pictures, and rainbows flooded all throughout that hashtag.
Took the word proud back.
Took it right back. Proud boys and girls. Shout out to everybody that did that.
Word, that was hard.
Shout out to Governor Gavin Newsom from the state of California.
Oh, shit.
He has nominated Justice Martin Jenkins to the state Supreme Court. Now, after he gets approved, which they expect him to be confirmed, he would be the first black justice to serve in 23 years.
That's crazy.
And he would be the first queer black gay justice ever. Ever. You know what I'm saying?
History is being made.
It's being made every goddamn minute out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope. I love to hear that, man. Progress.
I gotta tip my hat to that.
Slow progress better than no progress.
Better than no progress. Hey. We out here. So next on the docket, we got Lambda Lounge. You heard of that place, right? Man, they were on NBC.
I was there
News.
this past weekend.
You was there this past weekend. You ain't called nobody. Nothing.
Oh God.
But we'll get to that later. But Lambda Lounge was on NBC News. They were kind of headlining an article where it was talking about kind of the decline of LGBTQ bars owned by people of color, black people.
Yep.
Overall decline in that in the past 20 years. In New York City alone, we have a whopping 2 bars that are black owned.
A whopping.
Right now, and one of them is obviously Lambda Lounge. The other one is in Alibi. They are within feet of each other.
Within feet, like a couple blocks.
And they are located in Harlem. If you're not living here in New York City, they are located here in Manhattan, Harlem.
Shout out to our global listeners. But they were on the news, and they were kind of just talking about their issues and their struggles with trying to maintain a bar like that in the city itself. It's already hard enough to get a liquor license. So shout out to Lambda continuing to thrive and endure and serve a sorely needed population that at every turn, we just get reminded how maybe our lives don't matter as much in certain platforms. But continuing to thrive like that really does send a message to us that we are worth working hard for and worth addressing and worth providing. Providing these type of places, safe spaces where we can come together and network. Because a lot more happens at these bars than just drinking and turning up. People actually find love. They're networking and doing their next business moves out here. And real shit is happening in, our little circuit. So having spaces like that really, really does matter. So shout out to Chuck and Rick for continuing to make that shit happen. Man. We need those watering holes.
We definitely need them. I'm going to have to turn it down a little bit and give a couple of condolences. You know what I'm saying? We still out here, unfortunately, in a pandemic, and we got Black Lives Matter popping, and Black trans lives matter are still mattering even less. We have the 32nd known case of a black trans woman who was murdered this year, and her name is Deshunna Smith. We give condolences to her family, her friends, and anybody close to her as she passed away. And we send her up to the angels. Shout out to another luminary in the black trans community, Monica Roberts. She's a trailblazer. She provided a platform at a time where there was no such platform for trans people, much less black trans people. She started the Trans Griot. Monica Roberts is a activist and journalist that passed away not too long ago, about a week ago. So we want to send condolences out to her and everyone close to her, all of her admirers. We see her, and we definitely celebrate the work around here.
Absolutely.
Of luminaries like that, for sure. Let's turn it around to some spotlight, though.
Okay.
Content spotlight. It's a whole lot of shit going on.
Spotlight.
Yeah, something like that. Something like that. Let's shout out the LGBTQ plus content spotlight. There is a lot of good programming going out here on these platforms.
It really is.
That are now highlighting bits and pieces of LGBTQ plus culture. Q plus culture for short. Let's go back to that. Let's shout out Nunu. The newest episode of the Circle NYC, episode 8, is available now. Shout out to them. You already know the shenanigans.
What is it? What's the name of this episode?
I don't know, but
I
they was in the Rose. What was it?
The Rose Mansion.
The Rose Mansion. All I got to say about that is we need to go.
The Rose Mansion. You all about the Rose
I'm
Mansion.
all about Rose niggas. If you don't understand where I'm at in life,
I mean, it's literally what he's sipping right now. So
I mean,
it is what it is.
It kind of matches my attire, the cashmere koi that I'm bringing right here. You know what I'm saying? A little bit rose and a little bit.
You out here.
y'all.
You out here. They not ready.
Let's do it. All right. Let's talk about Ratchet for a second. You put me on the Ratchet.
I did.
Real quick. And then I had to watch it. And then it's all 8 episodes in the season right now. And it is very, very LGBT friendly.
It is.
A very LGBTQ plus storyline going on in there.
It is. The main character at that.
The main character, Sarah Paulson, who plays Mildred Ratchet. And just the fact that it's called Ratchet.
Yeah. No, for real.
I thought it was kind of
because I didn't know where it was going.
I did not know where it was going either.
Oh, man.
But as it so happened, one of the other characters in there is of LGBT origin as well. I think Charlie Carver, but he's in another flick that I'm gonna get to after Ratchet. But let's talk about just the fact that the 8 episodes highly disturbed me.
Oof.
Why they had to shoot Finn like that in cold blood? I don't understand. And as far as the whole romance is concerned, and I think the most exciting parts for me were just the parts with her brother. Her brother was fine. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit.
What's her brother's name?
I'm terrible at the character names. I can't remember.
I want to say I don't want to make up a name, but it'll come to me.
Damn, it was. I can't remember his name. He was crazy though.
Yeah,
that nigga's crazy.
Yeah, but the actor that plays him, amazing, and and of course in the show. He kind of fine.
He's good at playing crazy.
He's really, really good at it. It's a very, very interesting show. A lot of things. It's based on a book, One Who Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. They took one of the characters out of that book and kind of made a whole
didn't
story.
Know that. It's funny because I just saw, I think on Netflix, that popped up. One Who Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. That's how kind of. And I've heard of that book. I never saw it.
I've heard
or read it.
Yeah. I've heard of it, and I've never read the book either, but just the whole fact that there's a show out there right now that kind of places 2 women lovers at the front of the storyline, and the lens that she goes through to save her brother, and that's wrapped into the story. I think that's dope. Let's talk about the Boyz in the Band. Have you gotten a chance to look at that?
I did, and that play/movie is pretty fucking incredible. It's different. It hit me by surprise. I had heard about it before, but I never really knew too much about it. I never saw the play. And then, the fact that they revived it in 2020, shit don't really exist until they do a documentary or they do a movie about it.
Yeah.
So now that they doing a movie, it's gaining so much popularity. And then we talking about Ratchet, and the same producer, Ryan Murphy, is tied into this. And you see like 8 different characters from the Ratchet series in this movie. I know, I get it. I say 8 for everything. But it was a lot. It was enough to be like, okay, something's going on here. Because I didn't even realize Ryan Murphy was tied to it before I saw the characters. I was like, wait a minute. It's like I see at least 3 people right now from Ratchet. It's like, what's the coincidence?
That was the coincidence right there, because you had given me these movies to look into, and that was the first thing that popped out to me. I didn't realize the same people were involved, but it's dope to see that world come together.
It's a concerted effort, man. We need that shit.
We need that presence in mainstream. Because, the representation matters to these kids who are out here thinking about offing themselves and not seeing themselves be reflected in real life characters, real developed characters, not campy, niche, corny shit.
No, high quality, well acted,
yes,
top of the line, well produced shit.
All of the characters in Boyz in the Band were queer. Queer in real life,
which is another thing I appreciate. Yeah, because that kind of like rubbed me the wrong way when they feel like they have to hire straight actors to play gay. It's like,
and I thought, and because one of the actors did have to play was straight, I just naturally assumed that they were straight. But in the behind the scenes, the 30-minute behind the scenes little video that they had that comes after that's also available on Netflix, all of the actors come out and say, no, they're all,
and I could believe
gay.
it.
And
that
I
makes
can't
sense,
believe it
because they played them roles really well, and
those
were like nuanced roles.
Very nuanced roles. Very, very nuanced roles. You don't get too many looks into first of all, it takes place in 1968 because that's when the play was written. It was written just a year before Stonewall actually happened, so it gives you a glimpse as to what those people were facing in the late 60s with the whole lavender scare and it being illegal to dress as a woman and illegal to do anything homosexual out in the streets publicly, and just giving you a glimpse into that world and how they had to go about, meeting with their friends and, and the whole, I don't want to give too much of it away, but I'm going to just say that the whole fact that the movie was based on a play, it gives you a different type of experience because you get to hone in on the characters. There's not so much emphasis on setting or, what's going on around them. Those characters really, really shined, and they each kind of told you a piece of their story throughout the movie. I want to see the play. When Broadway decides to come back, you know what I'm saying? I think that it's a Tony Award-winning play. It did come back. A revival of it came back in 2018, and it won a Tony. And the director, the playwright, Mark Crowley, he actually recently passed away shortly before this movie actually came out. So he actually got to see his play that he wrote in 1968 come back 50 years later during, no less the fifth, was it not the 50th anniversary, but just 50 years later, come out on Broadway and win a Tony. And then
that's huge.
And then 2 years later, it gets adapted into a movie, and he stayed alive long enough just to see all of that. And I don't know, that had to be like the most fullest circle moment that you could actually have in your life, to see you come from the days where it was illegal to just be yourself.
Illegal.
To now you have a Tony Award winning play. It's being told on Netflix. The story's being retold on Netflix.
It's crazy.
I think that's amazing. I think that's a very, very important feat. And You guys got to go check that shit out. The content out here is really popping. The last thing I got, the death and the life of Marsha P. Pay It No Mind Johnson. So I got to take a look at that movie a couple of months ago, and I actually sat with my mother to watch this because I was in Virginia that week. And, you know, we sat and watched it together on Netflix, and she was asking me a couple of questions, but she basically gets it. She gets the gist of what's going on. I was just explaining to her just like what the movie was about. And it's just basically concerning, you know, Marsha P. Johnson's murder and trying to really bring justice to her by finding out who the killers were or actually how she died. So it documents a transgender woman who works for the Anti-Violence Project, and her mission basically is to just find out, you know, at least get the toxicology and the autopsy surrounding her death and find out how she actually died. And you get to see the different people that she talks to and the different organizations. She calls the NYPD for an officer that was involved in the case. It goes deep and talks to the people.
Does she find out?
I can't tell you that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta watch this, see how it ends.
If she find out how. You ain't gotta tell us how, but like.
I mean,
all right, I gotta watch it. I want to see it.
You gotta watch it. You gotta see it. You gotta.
That
see
sounds interesting. That's
it's
crazy.
a very interesting piece. So she does talk to a whole lot of people that knew her, that spoke to her, that, you know, lived with her, and saw her right before she died. She died on July 6th, 1992. That's when her body was found coming up from the Hudson River. So it's been a cold case pretty much ever since then. And Miss Victoria Cruz, the person that's on the case, is on the verge of retiring after 25 years working for the Anti-Violence Project, and she wanted that to be like her swan song. Her last thing her last duty was to find out how she was killed, and bring a little bit of justice and open the case up. So shout out to just the creators out here really, really going out and telling these stories and digging in. I love shit like that. I really do.
Yeah, that shit is dope. It's important, man. We need it. We need more of it, and we welcome it.
Let's go.
And that's why we're gonna shine a light on it and let y'all know. Go check that shit out. We gotta support stuff like this, you know.
All of it.
Because it's about us. It's for us, by us.
It's for us, by us. Let's
Absolutely.
Get it. And that's what's going on in these streets.
Okay. Well, you know, when we moving and shaking through these streets, we like to have a little something with us. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna have a little smoking session in the smoking section. Come on.
What? Hit that.
On it, man. Episode 20. We here.
Let's get it.
All right. Go ahead and light that up.
Let me see what's going on.
And I'm going to pose a question for these folks.
All right. What's the question?
I want to know, because most of the people in here, these are the smokers. You make it to this part of the journey. These are the smokers that's here with us right now, right? Actually, we got more. You could pack that too. Don't be shy about it. But I want to know, you know, through all of your excursions, your weed excursions, your trips, can you pass a drug test? Like, if you had to take one today, can you pass that bitch? Do you even know how they're gonna test you? Do you know what you gotta do? Have you ever been through a test?
I've never.
Because that shit, it's a thing.
Well, drug tests in terms of like, you know, they testing your blood and seeing if you have any drugs in it. I've been drug tested before in the military.
Okay.
They have to make
see,
sure.
yeah. Now, see, that's
Yeah.
See, so we're gonna get into all of that because first of all, there's different ways that you can test for marijuana. There's 4 actually, and it's probably gonna be a few more they develop, and who knows. But there's 4 main types right now, and we're gonna go through those, and then we also gonna kind of talk about some of the myths that people talk about as far as cheating these tests.
So we're getting a little bit illicit going on here.
Just a little bit. We ain't gonna go too crazy, but we're gonna start off with the types of tests. So, of course, there's the urine test. Everybody know about the piss test.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Can you pass the piss test? You got pee in a cup. See what's going on. It's the most popular test. It detects weed for up to a few days use or a few weeks. So it kind of varies depending on the quality of the test, you know, the brand, the company. It doesn't test for THC, actually, which I didn't realize. It tests for THC COOH, which is actually the non-psychoactive metabolism and weed.
Really?
So it can let you know that you've been smoking weed, but it can't let you know like if you're high at the moment, like if you're inebriated. So you can't be like, all right, this nigga high right now off a piss test. You can know like it's in it's the trace. You know, they could detect the trace in your urine, but it's not really accurate. Like you're not gonna piss test somebody if it was a car accident and you want to find out this nigga was smoking weed when he was driving. That's not what you're gonna do. All right. So speaking of that. The THC COOH, that's the non-psychoactive metabolite is what it's called, and it lingers for a while. That's why I said it could detect for like up to a few weeks. Wow. So that's why they tell you like you don't want to, if you know you got to have a piss test, you want to chill for like a month just to make sure you clear. You don't want to do nothing crazy. So that's what you're supposed to be doing. And then the second method, or the next method we're going to talk about is the blood test. So like you spoke about, you had to do a blood test for the military. Right. That's a more invasive test. It's more direct. They testing for THC. They want to see like, is you getting it in? Everything. You know what I'm saying? It measures the amount of THC in your system. And it's mainly used for like investigations or for like high level security stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't be working, you know, head of security, the CIA, and you smoking weed and shit. Like they're doing blood tests. And then also like an injury or DUI, workers' compensation. Like if you injured on the job, they're gonna do a blood test to make sure you wasn't smoking, and that's why you got injured. So it's a more intensive, but more direct way to detect THC. And then there's the hair test. So you could test actual hair follicles. You look mad surprised. You ain't even know. See, there's a hair test. So you could test your actual hair. They take one of your hair follicles, and it doesn't measure current use. So if you just smoked like a couple days ago and you're not a smoker and you smoked like 3 days ago and they do a hair test, you're going to be cool because it don't even show up in your hair for 7 to 10 days after your initial use. So if you smoked on Monday, that shit ain't going to get up in your hair follicles until like that Sunday, the next Monday. So you would be cool. But it lasts for a while. So that's a longer lasting. And it's the non-psychoactive residue. It ends up in your hair. It can be tested. And you can't wash that shit out with shampoo. So don't think you could just wash your hair and you're going to be like, all right, yeah, boom. They're going to do my hair follicles. Let me just wash my hair. Like, nah, that shit is still in there.
Probably going to be full of it if they tested me right
you got
now.
The locks? They're going to take one of your locks and be like, look, this nigga, nah. Okay, so then the fourth and the most newest test is the saliva test. So this is actually still in development. They're doing a saliva test. They do a cotton swab. It's not really that proven. It's not really that tried and true. So not too many companies are relying on it. So you're probably not going to get a cotton swab saliva weed test anytime soon. But it is in development. It's kind of popping in Australia, actually. But the States, we haven't really picked it up yet. But it's designed to test more recent use. So within a few hours or to a little bit over a day. So if you just smoke and you coming in there doing a test, they're going to be able to detect like, all right, this nigga he on it now. Other than just being able to smell you, obviously. So the saliva test is the most, it tests for the most, the current use. So there you have it. Those are the 4 different types of tests. You got your urine, you got your blood, you got your hair, and you got your saliva. So that's kind of extensive. The most common test is the urine test. Most people do the piss test because that's the easiest to do, it's the cheapest, and it's somewhat reliable. And it's gonna let you know, like, all right, this nigga been smoking for a while. He a smoker, or he kind of just don't smoke that much, and he was able to pass it, whatever. So there's a lot of myths. There's a lot of anxiety that comes with having to take a piss test or being tested for drugs. You're getting a new job. You want to know, like, all right, are they going to be testing me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know you just smoked a joint. You ain't that heavy of a smoker, but you might have went out the other night. Right. And you hit the blunt. You was drunk. You got a little lit.
Yeah.
And you hit the blunt. So you want to know, damn, is that shit going to show up? I got a piss test next week. And there's some myths. There's a lot of tactics that we do, of course, as humans, as pot smokers. We try to figure this shit out and beat the system. Try to cheat the test.
Try to beat the system.
You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of methods out there. We're going to dispel some of them, whether they work or not.
Okay.
So, of course, you got the one where you got to drink mad water. They like, yo, you drink mad water, you drink mad jugs of water. You just get water all day. All you drinking is water. That's all you drinking. You want like a gallon a day. Like, you on that type of time. You got to drink a lot of water. And apparently, this is supposed to, you're going to piss clear, you good, you pass your piss test. So, Apparently, it does help flush the system. It flushes a lot of the cannabinoids out. You know what I'm saying? You be good. You be cool. You be running clear. Shit like a faucet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it also lowers the level of creatine in your system. And that's also something that they detect in the piss test. And if that's too low, they're going to think something is up. They're going to like, nah.
Wow.
They're going to be like, nah, this nigga,
your creatine
playing,
off.
yeah.
He drank mad water.
They like, nah. we ain't pick up no cannabis, but like, your creatine too low. So you going to have to come back and we going to blood test
Wow.
you. You know what I'm saying? So they might call you in for further testing. So you got to be careful with the water because it will work. It'll flush your shit clean.
But it'll backfire.
But it might be too clean. It might be a little too well done. So you got to be careful with those.
That's hilarious.
Exactly.
How many people have you tried to do that?
I've definitely done the water. I've done the pickle juice. Pickle juice is another one. That's probably some southern Geechee shit. But like apparently if you drink pickle juice, that's supposed to like help, I don't know, the compounds and the acid or something supposed to work against the cannabinoids. I don't know. You be trying anything when you want to pass a test. But that was another thing.
At least to get it back to the color that it need to be, so maybe it might throw them off.
That's true. Yeah, I guess you try to mix it up. But cranberry juice is another one. You know what I'm saying? That's also, they say, for urinary tract infections or you want to get your bladder right, you drink a lot of cranberry juice. So that was supposed to be one of the ones. I tried all of that shit, but you know, it is what it is.
So the guy that was skateboarding in that meme when he was doing
you already know
spray,
he had a test coming up.
That's why he was drinking the cranberry ocean spray.
The whole bottle.
He figured it out.
Who just drinks the whole bottle like that? He was skateboarding with the whole bottle.
With the whole bottle.
Come on, he was flushing his
system.
Yeah. So and then there's also the question of, okay, I was chilling with the homies. I ain't hit the blunt, but they was smoking. Am I gonna get secondhand smoke and fail this fucking test? Like, am I gonna, am I at risk of failing because I was just chilling around my homies and they were smoking a blunt? Apparently, that's very, 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 very highly unlikely. So the chances are that's not gonna happen unless you were just hotboxing with the homies in the whip. Yeah. They had you in a trunk and they all lighting up and you just. You know what I'm saying? You need that kind of second hand to fucking fail a drug test. But other than that, you'd probably be all right if you were just in the vicinity of somebody smoking a blunt. You'd be all right to pass your test the next following week.
That was when you was talking about the contact high to see if
we was actually talking about that. Yeah, they had tests. Scientists that actually tried. Like, who the fuck got hired to pull it? Because that's what I want to be doing.
You would have loved to have been there.
You know
I
what I'm saying?
I know it.
What the fuck? Like, where was that Craigslist at? Like,
shit.
But yeah, so that's how they doing it. They out here, they testing this shit. It's tried and proven. So they dispelling these myths. So we was also talking about the hair test.
Yeah.
And like I was saying, you can't shampoo the shit out. Like, that's not gonna work. But apparently you can bleach your shit. So if you bleach your hair, you could bleach the weed follicles out of your hair. And that'll work. But the downside of it is it'll leave your shit susceptible to more contamination in the future. Because what the bleaching does, it leaves your hair follicles porous, more porous than they already are. So the residue, the weed residue, if you continue to smoke, it'll be even more in your hair follicles. So if they have to test again, then it'll be a wrap. You ain't gonna be able to bleach your shit enough.
I'm so fucked because my hair is bleached.
Oh shit!
And I've been staying.
Oh yeah, so your shit is embedded. It's embedded.
It's in my hair.
Hey man, so you did the more you know. You gotta learn these things. I mean, but there's also a bunch of other remedies. Like, I don't know if you've seen or heard of the fake penis. The fake penis method? You've never heard of the fake penis method?
I've never
oh my
heard
God.
of that.
So if you go on Google right now, you can actually purchase it. I think Amazon has the shit too. There's an actual device, and it's not like a dildo, but it's like a little plastic extra nub. It's a fake penis that you can attach to your shit, and you can put like urine in it. So like when you got to go take a test, you get the clean urine and you know what I'm saying? And you
gotta be shitting.
You ain't hear Lamar Odom try to do this? The LA Laker?
I wondered, but I didn't get into that. Like, to know what he was
device.
Trying to do.
The shit is like, you can purchase this shit. It's an actual device, and you can use it, and it shows you how to put it on, and you walk in that motherfucker like it's yours, and you go to the bathroom.
Wow.
The shit is crazy.
Wow.
Like, it's people that really like thought about this
people
shit.
People really thought
it's
this
in
out.
Depth, man. That's another one. And then I've heard like the pissing a condom. So you get somebody, you know, who don't smoke, they pee in a condom, fill it up, and then you got to tie it around your thigh to keep it room temperature. You know you got to keep it warm.
Yeah, you got to keep it warm.
You know what I'm saying? And then you walk up in there.
Of course.
And then you take it off and you pour it into the little cup. You know what I'm saying? And then you...
one and done.
Niggas got
Niggas,
they out here cheating the system, man. I mean, if you don't get caught, shit. But I heard of one dude doing it, and this dumb nigga got it from a pregnant chick. So they did the test and was like, nigga, you pregnant. Like how are you pregnant?
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you passed you ain't got no weed in your system, but nigga, you pregnant.
Wow.
Like, idiot.
Wow.
You might wanna source that out.
You might wanna
figure that out first. But yeah, if you don't get caught, man.
You might want to do a little better due diligence
Yeah,
when you copy your urine.
Do your Googles, man.
Shit,
do your research.
damn.
But yeah, man, there you have it. There's the tried and true, the different methods, you know what I'm saying? So you got a heads up. You know what you in for.
Mm-hmm.
You know the possible ways you could get got. So you want to make sure, you know, you smoking in moderation and you ain't getting no jobs that's going to have you pigeonholed if you want to smoke like that. You know what I'm saying? So forget those government jobs.
I mean...
you could forget a lot of those.
Listen, I said goodbye to those, but listen, even if I did get the fake penis and get the pregnant urine and shit like that, they mess around and test my hair follicles and I'm done. They get a lock out of me, done.
It's a wrap.
Let's see what's going on out
That's
here.
all they need, man. Hey, well, thank God I don't have any occupations where they drug test, and hopefully my current employer isn't watching this. Listen, I'm blocking y'all. Y'all can't watch the Herbal Tea Podcast. But yeah, we out here, man. I ain't got no tests. I'm cool. I passed all the tests I gotta take.
I don't got no tests neither.
So I'm saying we out here.
You know what I'm saying? Real
Hey.
peasy passing in the tests.
And hopefully y'all ain't really got to take too many tests either. But if you do, you know, now you're well informed and you know what to expect. And you know, hopefully, how to cheat the system.
Maybe. Let me know how that fake penis shit go.
I'll keep you posted.
Mm-hmm.
On that note, you know how we like to end it.
How we ending it? On a high note.
On a high note.
That from coast to coast with this dope, this hope, with this dope, this hope. Sheesh. Wait, is it lit?